The first few SpongeBob seasons offer an incredible lineup of storylines that remain timeless to this very day, as everyone still talks about him. It's no surprise that this goes down as one of the best cartoons of all time, thanks to its creativity and humor, but nothing is ever 100% perfect. Yeah, even something as precious as SpongeBob had a few duds over the years. That doesn't necessarily mean they did bad in ratings or they were bad episodes, but they're usually just forgotten. There were a few episodes that fell into the category of, wait, that exists? And that's what we'll be going over today. With that, let's jump right into SpongeBob BC, also known as Before Comedy, also known as Ugh. This is a half-hour special coming from right in the middle of season 3. For some reason, a lot of people don't remember it even happening, and if they do, there's not much they can recall from the actual story. When people make jokes or reference the show today, it's rare to see anyone even mention SpongeBob BC. But why exactly did this fade from existence, and why is it unpopular?
Before the dawn of time, roughly 22 minutes before, evidence suggests that life began to giggle. Fossil, your seatbelts.
The evolution is about to begin.
The very beginning makes it stand out immediately as a SpongeBob special, because the lovable Patchy the Pirate greets the viewer. You knew it would be a fun ride if everyone's favorite SpongeBob fan appeared, and this time was no different. He told viewers of the upcoming storyline taking place in prehistoric times, back when man struggled for survival and dinosaurs ruled the earth. This is just for padding the special's runtime to 22 minutes, and of course, it let people know this would be a different kind of episode than normal. Finally, we're transported to the sea millions of years ago, which feels like a distant time period with nothing familiar. The cavemen version of SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward quickly make their appearances, and it's them that we'll be focusing on for the majority of the special. We get to see what their lives were like so many years ago. There are a few reasons why nobody talks about BC. One of them is that this is extremely different from just about every other SpongeBob episode, not only because we're taken back to prehistoric times, but because the type of comedy isn't anywhere near the same as what we're used to. In the early days, some of the funniest jokes from the series would come straight from dialogue, but that's pretty minimal throughout Before Comedy. They're cavemen, so they really don't know how to say many words other than their names. By putting dialogue to the side, this was forced to rely on visual gags, which weren't always the best. It didn't help that this was an extended episode, so you really had to pay attention to what was going on for a bit longer than normal, and without the usual kind of jokes. That's not to say these weren't memorable scenes, because a few of them were. Everyone loves the part where they first discover fire, and things flash on screen one after another. It's hypnotic, but still funny. Even though there were a few memorable gags, this still felt like it was moving at a much slower pace than the average SpongeBob episode. The characters kept their wacky dynamic from present day, but that dynamic alone wasn't enough to keep every joke funny. There might even be more memorable scenes from the Patchy segments of the episode, and that's probably not a great sign. Speaking of Patchy, he had a major role in actually promoting BC on Nickelodeon. You see, this is one of the episodes that fell victim to the classic overhype this as an epic special! It's something infamous that the show relied on in later seasons, but you really didn't expect to see that here. On the day before comedy was about to air, Patchy constantly showed up to get viewers excited. He would talk about going to prehistoric times, and the whole thing was literally being promoted as this major event.
It's working! It's crazy! It's psychedelic! It's sickening! Ooh, I could really use that outhouse right now! SpongeBob Goes Prehistoric! Coming up next right here on Hello? Is this Prehistoric Times? Does that mean yes? Here's SpongeBob Goes Prehistoric.
These shorts are awesome and fun to see, but they only raised expectations. After seeing various stars count down the time until Before Comedy, it's only natural to realize that this would be big. But when the episode finally aired, it's likely that not as many people were excited. High expectations with low payoff only leads to disappointment. There was also this entire DVD dedicated to the event of the same name, which made it feel like it was bigger than it really was. Something else that overshadows SpongeBob BC is that the concept had already been done before in the previous episode SB129. Squidward uses a time machine and travels far back in time, coming face to face with the prehistoric versions of SpongeBob and Patrick. This segment is great and works well in just a few minutes. When everyone looks back and thinks about the classic episodes, they'd be much more likely to remember SB129. What I didn't expect to see were direct references to it though. At the very end of BC, there's a song about worlds colliding. We get to see a caveman and a robot team up about becoming friends of different time periods. It's so wholesome. There are a few direct clips taken straight straight out of SB129, so the team was still acknowledging its existence. It felt rare for pre-movie SpongeBob to take already existing ideas and extend them even further, but that's just what happened, and probably one of the reasons nobody talks about BC. This has never gone down as one of the worst episodes in the pre-movie era, but it's nowhere near the top either. I feel like things would have worked much better if the patchy segments were cut out, and instead, the storyline was shortened to 11 minutes. The pace would have definitely worked within that time span, but oh well. Before Comedy is a solid SpongeBob special no matter what, even if it feels like it disappeared off the face of the earth. What do you think about SpongeBob's Prehistoric Adventures? And how would you rate it against some of the other specials in the series? Let's talk in the comments. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.